saving lives, preventing disease, and reversing disease. You are listening to Dr. Richardson on Call, brought to you in part by the Atlanta Clinic of Preventive Medicine, William Richardson, MD.
This program is not being used to make diagnosis, administer treatment, prescribe medications, or order tests. The information contained is provided as an educational service. This program is not a replacement for the relationship you have with your healthcare provider. If you have concerns about your health, please contact your healthcare provider's office immediately.
Hello, ladies and gents. This is Andre 3000, one half of the group Outcast, and you're listening to Dr. Richardson on Call on WCLK 91.9 FM.
Hi, and thank you for listening to what was at the time Dr. Richardson's very popular and informative holistic, preventive, alternative health talk radio show designed to save lives, prevent disease, and reverse disease. Furthermore, if you are interested and in need of a holistic alternative medical doctor, you can reach Dr. Richardson at 770-419-4471. That's 770-419-4471. And be sure to visit our website at acpm.net. That's acpm.net.
And now, we are pleased to join Dr. William Richardson, 30 Seconds in Progress, doing his radio show on WCLK 91.9 FM Atlanta, discussing holistic stress management, awareness, prevention, and techniques.
And I want to turn to that topic tonight. And our topic tonight is stress. S-T-R-E-S-S, stress. Did you know that it's estimated that 75% of all medical complaints are stress-related, including such disorders as ulcers, severe indigestion, obesity, headaches, cancers, heart problems, insomnia, back pain, skin disease, sexual dysfunction, and many, many psychiatric disorders, such as depression, paranoia, anxiety, panic attacks, poor memory, etc. It is also estimated that 60% of people in the United States suffer from at least one stress-related psychosomatic illness on a regular basis. Furthermore, stress has had an enormous effect on our economy by greatly contributing to the enormous $1 trillion health care budget, decreasing work productivity, absenteeism, lateness at work, burnout, personal turnover, alcoholism, severe overuse and abuse of prescription, over-the-counter, and illegal drugs, premature employee disability, and even stress-related deaths.
Sound familiar, anybody? Sound familiar?
Yes, stress is costing us tremendously any way you look at it. Any intelligent question to ask at this point may be, why has stress become such a big issue regarding our health and well-being? Did ancient man suffer with so many stress-related illnesses? Now, to examine this, we must understand what's called our autonomic nervous system, in terms of the well-known fight or flight response. Watch out, here comes Psych 101. You see, modern man has the same autonomic stress response that ancient man used in dangerous jungle situations such as a saber-toothed tiger attacking, or really any situation with threat. This stress response has served ancient man well, and as it has for animals. For example, if a cat is threatened, it will arch its back, hiss and scratch. Dogs will bark and bite. A deer will run quickly into the bush. However, modern civilized man no longer faces the perils of jungle, and therefore our inherited fight-or-flight response is not so useful. In fact, when modern man is threatened today, we struggle to contain, suppress, push down, control, rather than release and act out our nervous reactions because the threat is not one of an immediate life-threatening or physical harm that can immediately hurt us. However, what we must understand is that the smaller stressors and brief stress responses can add up to literally hundreds a day. And yes, these so-called little individual stresses that we are constantly experiencing are very cumulative. So much so that they do indeed become life-threatening in subtle, silent ways. Furthermore, to give you a complete perspective, I would like to briefly explore with you specifically what happens to our bodies during the stress response over a long period of time. And this is as follows with stress. This is what happens to our bodies during stress. 1. Release of cortisone from our adrenal glands, which if chronically elevated reduces the body's resistance to cancer, infections, ulcers, colitis, blood pressure, and bone fractures.
Also, heart disease and Alzheimer's or senility.
Yeah,
stuff
especially
like
that because cortisol poisons the cells of the brain. 2, it increases in thyroid hormones in the blood, resulting in bad nerves, heat intolerance, weight loss, insomnia, and burnout. 3, release of endorphins. If it's depleted, it results in more headaches, backaches, and arthritic symptoms. 4, reduction in sex hormones in males and females, resulting in decreased sexual libido and desire and potency. 5, shutdown of the entire digestive tract, resulting in nausea, cramps, diarrhea, weakness.
Again, folks, this is things that happen when you get heavily under stress. All these things shut down, stop functioning, reduce the amount of output of these pieces that we have going on during normal functioning. So when you get stressed out, a lot of things are decreasing their function and shutting down.
That's right.
Yep.
And 6, release of additional sugar into the body, into the blood, along with an increase in insulin levels to mobilize it, which could lead to diabetes and also poisoning of the tissues with sugar.
It just looks like it's setting us up to fight.
Yeah.
When we're under stress, we're ready to fight.
The sugar increases, these hormones increase, and then ancient people could act it out.
Yeah.
You could run or just get excited and get out the way, and probably some ancient people may not have even had to use this as much, depending on where you were and at that particular time.
Well,
but it was there when
you had to
necessary.
Yeah, I mean, if you had to go hunting or if you had animals that could attack you and stuff like that, which we don't have today so much, But the other thing to think about is like one of the things that helps with this, we'll get to this, is exercise.
Right.
I know once I exercise, lift weights or do aerobics, if I was like angry about something or I was emotionally whatever, it seems like that drains it away.
It really does, because it
drains
takes away those poisonous
things right
hormones.
we're talking about right here.
It sucks it away,
Yeah.
and yoga can cool it out.
Yoga and the externals too.
Yeah.
But all of those.
Both, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Now, 7, this is what stress can do. It can increase your blood cholesterol levels, resulting in more hardening of the arteries, leading to heart disease and all that.
And that's an epidemic in America, so here's another piece.
And it
that
can
will
actually
increase.
cause a heart attack.
Oh,
In
that's for
fact,
sure.
a racing heartbeat is number 8, and that can result in high blood pressure, strokes, and heart attacks.
Yeah.
And 9, the blood can actually thicken. It becomes more viscuous, or increases its thickness, which can lead to more strokes and heart attack.
Yeah.
So, now we know how stress affects the body functions, how our fight or flight response to stress is causing problems in modern man versus ancient man, and how stress can make us sick, unproductive, and unhappy. In conclusion, let us now give a formal definition of stress as being a physical and emotional strain on the body. Granted, a certain amount of stress is useful as a motivating factor, but what we're talking about is stress in excess or stress of the wrong kind, which, as discussed, can be very detrimental to our health. Yes, we know that stress occurs throughout our everyday lives in many forms, including negative physical stress such as extreme heat or cold, overwork, poor nutrition, exposure to drugs and poisons. Then there are probably even more concerning than negative emotional stresses of fear, hate, anger, anxiety, tension, grief, frustration, and anxiety. Wow, it's stressful to read it.
Anxiety twice in here, I see. I must count twice.
Okay, well, I think, anxiety's big.
Yeah, it is big.
And
Panic
I've
attacks
treated a lot
and
of as a physician, and oh, man.
But you know something? I think this right here is more stressful than these other things.
Than the tiger?
Yeah, than the tiger
I agree.
and fighting and all that kind of stuff. This other piece here, frustration and hate and anxiety, grief, and this oppressive, exploitive plantation kind of society here.
And you grin and bear it and pull
that too. That's even more stressful.
That tie up to your neck and challenge your neck there.
So-called anal retentive behavior, whatever.
So, let's be clear and make no mistake about it that whatever the blend of stress we have, it does indeed make serious impact on our health. Frankly speaking, stress in the world is at an all-time high.
Going up.
And especially among the African American community, a lot of because of the disproportionate amount of poverty in the African American community.
Not to mention, the racism piece and all the rest.
The highest rates in the African American community because of stress. We have the highest rates of mental disease and suicide, and high rates of hypertension, strokes, heart attacks, cancer, and AIDS. And AIDS because of lack of culture, and we really are going to address that next year. The most cigarettes, alcohol, and drug addiction, the crime, divorces, rape, delinquency, imprisonment, and etc. So we can go on and on. Well, you know why. It's due to many reasons, and we're going to list them. Poverty, racism, sexism for women and men, actually, because that's a whole nother topic.
Women's oppression
and men's oppression. That men always have to do it and da-da-da-da.
Well, about dying 15 years younger than the population.
Yeah. Poor education, lack of culture and knowledge of ourselves and our history, and too much religion and a lack of spirituality, media influence, institutionalized slavery, where many of our jobs are nothing but a sophisticated plantation, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, as we were saying.
Okay. The other challenge is that our lives have become so sedentary and sensory-oriented in the form of TV, car, radio, movies, where we sit at home, sit at work, sit to be entertained, etc. So much so that we get very little chance to experience ourselves and catch up with our own thoughts. So to remedy that, everybody who's sitting at home and listening to us, get on your exercise bike and exercise while you're listening.
You exercise, you do yoga, you do Tai Chi, you move, you swim. If you don't do this, and this is a stressful society, and you eat anything close to any of this diet stuff out here, you're going to catch something. Because we see it in the office all the time, younger ages, people catching something.
That's right.
Or they catch it, or it catches them, or whatever.
All right. So now, we want to finally say that assuming you are with me in comprehending the enormous amount of negative stress that African Americans and people face in general on a daily basis and how it is destroying our lives, let's now turn to a more positive note of discussing how we can relieve stress, combat stress, triumph over stress. So the million-dollar question is, how can we reduce and offset stress for health, well-being, happiness, and longevity? First of all, being that I am a nutritionally orientated preventive medicine doctor, I would like to start by recommending certain vitamins, minerals, and herbs to fight stress, including vitamin C, B vitamins in general, calcium, magnesium, vitamin E, minerals, and cayenne pepper. I'm going to talk about cayenne pepper. And that's an example of an herb that can come in the form of teas, tinctures, extracts, powders, and capsules, including valerian root, skullcap, now kava, hops, passion flower, licorice root, ginseng, astragalus. Now, licorice root, ginseng, and astragalus are herbs that give you adaptability, and suma, those type of herbs are adaptogens. They help you deal with changes and stress, whereas the valerian root, skullcap, hops, passion flower help cool you out. Kava is anti-stress. St. John's wort is good for anxiety or mild to moderate depression. Okay, these are nutritional helps, but let's go much further by highlighting many other stress busters, including cutting back or eliminating caffeine, drugs, and alcohol, nicotine, doing herbal salt hot baths, all kinds of exercise, including dancing, walking, aerobics, weightlifting, sports, stretching, massage, going to a comedy club, meditation, Tai Chi, yoga, prayer, getting out among nature, the forest, ocean, water mountains, botanical gardens, the aquarium, I also found it very useful if we have someone else to genuinely listen to our problems and to love us without judgment, as in the process of reevaluation counseling, which will be our next show. Yes, what we're talking about is truly developing effective, natural, non-toxic, no side effect methods to improve our mental, emotional control, self-knowledge, and further to gain a reserve of mental and physical energy, inner harmony, and poise. And you can do that by practicing yoga every day, doing exercise every day. Practice yoga every night before you go to bed. Do exercise every morning when you get up. All of us in the United States, and especially Black African Americans, need to become expert in avoiding useless physical and emotional wear and tear during these trying times we experience sometimes in life. Equanimity, peace of mind, emotional poise, proper breathing, love, faith, giving, receiving, forgiveness, and thankfulness should be our goals.
All right, folks, that's a summary of your stress. 75% of illnesses are linked to stress, probably 95% or whatever. They're all connected. So now we're going to get on out of here and take a break.
We're going to take a break, and we're talking about stress. We'll be back, and we'll be opening up the phone line soon.
Yeah.
And this is Dr. William Richardson with Brother John Richardson of the Atlantic Clinic of Preventive Medicine on WCLK Community Forum, and we're at 91.9 FM, and we'll be right back.
Hi, and thank you for listening to what was at the time Dr. Richardson's very popular and informative holistic, preventive, alternative health talk radio show, designed to save lives, prevent disease, and reverse disease. Furthermore, if you are interested and in need of a holistic alternative medical doctor, you can reach Dr. Richardson at 770-419-4471. That's 770-419-4471. And be sure to visit our website at acpm.net. That's acpm.net.
Okay, we're back from the break. This is Dr. William Richardson and Brother John Richardson talking about stress today. And we'll be opening up the phone line soon.
You need more information on Dr. Richardson's medical practice. I have a website which a lot of people like to visit, and the website address is www.acpm.net. And the ACPM stands for Atlantic Clinic of Preventive Medicine. That's www.acpm.net. Also, what we want to do right now, folks, we've been talking about stress, stress management, ways to de-stress, how important stress is in your life, how important it is to your body, the fact that 75%, probably 95% of illnesses have a stress-related component to them. How stress stresses out your body, makes endorphins and hormones come out, makes the gastrointestinal tract shut down, it makes you so you can't synthesize cholesterol, hardening of the arteries. All kind of things happen when you get under stress. You're supposed to almost like fight when you're under stress. That's what the animals do. They act it out. That's what we did. Maybe we're in somewhere and an animal was chasing us or something like that. We would fight, run, this kind of thing. Now we have to repress, suppress, and become stressed. And then we got nowhere to go with it. But we're telling you, you do have places to go with it. We're telling you can do yoga, you can do Tai Chi, you can exercise with aerobics, you can weight lift, you can do all kind of things. Meditate, candle gaze, sing, go to church and praise God, do something regularly, every day. Read scriptures, read at night, all this kind of thing. Yeah, so the number here is 404-880-9255, folks. You can join us tonight and talk about your stress, your situation with stress, your understanding with stress, how you de-stress, questions about stress. 404-880-9255. You know you can call us on your home phone, cellular phone, business phone, pay phone, someone else's phone, shortwave radio, microwave dish, whatever, plasma transfer. I tried that last time. Anyway,
Yeah.
you can get us on any kind of modes that we could receive in the studio. The number here is 404-880-9255, 404-880-9255. Come and join us, and we're talking about stress tonight. We're talking about preventive medicine. You may have a question other than about stress for Dr. Richardson, which is a preventive medicine doctor who can answer your questions. So, you had something?
Yeah. Oh, well, I was just going to say there's lots of ways to de-stress. In medical school, we used to do lots of yoga, and sometime I used to go and just dance uncontrollably
Yeah.
to Carlos Santana
Yeah.
after going to medical school or go and meditate. It was very helpful. Okay, we have
Yeah,
some calls.
yeah, we do, and I play the piano. He plays the guitar, and just a lot of ways to de-stress. Take a hot bath, just get a massage, get some reflexology, all kind of stuff. So we're gonna run to a call. Caller, are you there?
I'm here.
You're on WCLK with Dr. Richardson. Thanks for calling tonight.
Okay, thank you. I'm calling. Have you ever heard of a book called Authentic Power by Jim Britt?
Yes.
Okay, have you read it?
Haven't read it. Read many books, but haven't read that one. But have seen it. You asked, have we heard of it?
Okay, I'm reading that book,
Good.
and what I'm reading in it is very interesting, and it's about letting go naturally.
Yes.
And I was listening to your program about stress and all of that stuff. And now, what I've found for myself is the emotions and stuff that I feel inside, by letting go, dealing with it, and being truthful about what has been presented to me, just letting it go, dealing with it, and finding the truth about the situation so I can let it go naturally. 'Cause that's what works for me. I mean, all the pills and all that stuff you're talking about may work for some people, but authentically, I think I have to and people need to let it go and face the truth and stop denying and running away from the truth.
That's true. And that can go into a lot of different worlds and whatnot. Facing the truth is what a lot of people like to actually escape from, but in the long run, it does cause stress when you don't face the truth, whatever it may be, a disease, a relationship situation, all those sorts of things. So thank you for your
comment. All right, and I want to say, yes, you need to do that. But what our community is suffering from is a lack of support and a lack of connection. Our families are destroyed. Our community has been destroyed because we've accepted that. And so we have to reestablish that. And it might be going to church. It might not. It might be a lot of things, but it's something about reconnecting. It might be having support groups. It might be reading books, like she makes a point, but there's thousands and thousands of good books about emotional release and connections like that. So she's on the right track. I mean, reading is one piece of it, but some people can't do it alone. They need help. They need each other. They need love. We need a community.
Great point.
Okay, folks, it's 880-9255. We're talking about stress tonight. The phone should be lit up. Our community is stressed out. I can tell you that. The whole country is stressed out, but especially our community.
Especially at this time before this election.
That's right. 404-880-9255. Caller, are you there? Caller, are you there?
Are you all talking to me?
Yes, I'm talking to you.
Thank you. Hi, how are you doing tonight?
Great.
All right.
All right. I went through a little experience several years ago, and I had a lot of chronic back pain. And I read a book by a gentleman named Dr. Sarno. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him. And he talks about how the autonomic nervous system relates to back pain in particular, which is one element of stress, one of the problems that stress causes.
Wow, that's great.
But I really recommend you check this out, because what he describes is the way that the autonomic nervous system, which actually controls all kinds of things like breathing and heart rate and stuff like this,
right,
can be triggered as a defensive mechanism for people who are trying not to deal with things that are on their mind and bothering them.
Wow, so that's coming to facing it again.
What happens is you basically deny blood to your muscles, causing pain. You think about it.
Why don't you go ahead and comment on it?
That was excellent. I wish I had the name of the book. I didn't get it.
It's on the tape.
It's on the tape. Good. I really want to thank the caller for calling. I totally agree with them. And so what he's talking about are the stress hormones that come out causing constriction of the blood flow to the back, as well as back muscle spasm in relationship to that. We're going to go on to another call now.
Caller, are you there?
Yeah. I just want to let you know that I find that one of the biggest stressful things we have here in Atlanta is the traffic, man.
Yeah.
Don't laugh, because it's serious.
Oh, no, I'm laughing because it's true.
But I want to find out what type of techniques can one do after getting out of the car, be it at work or at home, that can relieve this, oh, man, you know how it is. I mean, it goes from stress to,
rage.
Of course, rage, right.
Right. Well, what you have to do, in my opinion, you have to do stuff if you have time, when you first get up in the morning, it's good to exercise first thing in the morning, at least to get all that stress you had up from before out of your system. And I really find that to be helpful. Also use back roads, be real smart, and also do things in the car. Like a lot of people listen to Jay McLaughlin, other radio shows, listen to the tapes, educational tapes, music, spiritual music, speeches, whatever you want to do. There's many different things to do, and just don't take it seriously. You know, so you could look at it as a yoga exercise. They say anything we do in life is yoga. If we have children, if we're in traffic, and just choose to take a 180-degree change, something that would make you stressful. Say, hey, I'm not going to worry about it. I can't control it. What you can't control, let go. Okay. And then use your mind to do other things. Sometimes I'll even sing a song in the car by myself.
Right. You know, and for me, I meditate in the car. I do a lot of different forms of meditation. One of the things I do is chant. And when I chant, I go into a zone. It seems like traffic and everything kind of goes away. But you have to do something other than that. I mean, but he was talking about the tapes. You could listen to straight up and up. Some jazz is nice. But you also can, you know, like WCLK, for example, like my brother was saying. But you also can play, you know, tapes that, you know, talk about higher principles that are teaching you something about relaxation or some knowledge or some spiritual. And then when you're into that mode will take you from being into the traffic rage mode, right. You know.
And my brother was looking at me funny because I don't really sing well. I was talking about reconstructing a song with guitar, bass, and music.
Okay, good. Okay. All right, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling. Folks, the number here is 404-880-9255, 404-880-9255. We're taking calls on stress management. Your experiences about stress tonight. Caller, are you there?
Hi, this is Lorraine.
Yes, Lorraine.
Yeah, hi, Dr. Richardson, Brother Richardson. I was calling about heart attack victims. My husband, a 38-year-old heart attack victim, is now subject to all of these medicines and supposedly cholesterol reducing. Now, here is a fine young man who is lean, running 10 miles a day, biking 60 miles a day, and he suffers a heart attack. The Western doctors report, well, this is heredity. You know, this is in your genes, so to speak.
Oh, really?
And it's kind of hard to believe that when they're feeding him this cholesterol-reducing medication when he always had a low cholesterol level. It's for like an anti-clogging kind of device, you know.
Well, they may be giving him they may be giving him a blood thinner, actually, because I would find it highly abnormal for Zocor. No, that's not so anti-cholesterol drug. Well, I mean, I'd have to see it. The other possibility is that his bad cholesterol is that high.
No, his bad the bad one is good. I mean, overall, he's in good health.
That's interesting.
You know, the things that you're talking about this evening, they don't stress, personality type, getting stressed out.
Yeah.
That, you know, now they're feeding you these pills instead of also trying to equally say, okay, you exercise, you try to eat right, but how about dealing with, you know, your personality in terms of how you handle stress.
Right. All that's kind of important. Issues. I would really like to, you know, for him, if he came to see me, I would really explore his diet and really push him to being a total vegan.
That's going to be my holiday gift to him.
Okay, you're going to let him come and see me?
Right, I'm going to pay for it.
Okay, well, you do that, and because I really like to check that out. If you can bring any lab work and dietary sheets of like his typical diet for 3 days, that would be great.
Right, because I'm suffering too. Because now there's side effects with all of these meds and things.
I hear you.
That's right. We got to fix it.
Okay, that's good. Okay, you bring him in. I'll give him some temporary things to do to help things out.
Do you think
we'll
that
go long term.
chelation? What's the therapy that reduces all of the metals in your blood?
Yeah, that's chelation, and that could be a great cornerstone in his treatment. And I will be very happy to look at the whole situation.
Great, thank you.
Okay, thank you. We deal with these kind of problems all the time. Heart and artery problems are the number one problem in our community, and it's due to this fast food, junk food, high stress, lack of exercise, sedentary lifestyle, where we didn't used to live this way. And I mean, They want to talk about genetic predisposition and all that, but you compare it to what I just mentioned, it's irrelevant.
That's right.
It's irrelevant, and in ancient times, we didn't have any of these problems.
So where's the genetics then?
None. There's absolutely none. It's almost irrelevant to talk about it. 404-880-9255, 404-880-9255. Let's grab another call. Caller, are you there?
I'm here.
You're on WCLK.
It's me again, the authentic power person. At any rate, what's helping me is I looked up the word brain, now how I operate. And I think that's what people need to do. Look up the word brain, go back to elementary school all over again, and just break everything down so that they can start finding out about who they are and opening up and letting go. And when these negative, non-response, resourceful energies start coming towards them, they know how to deal with them right then and there and start confronting these people that are being rude to you.
Okay.
Hear what I'm...
Okay, we're going to have to run. Thank you. Caller, are you there?
Hello?
Caller, are you there?
Yes, I am.
You're on WCLK with Dr. Richardson.
Good evening.
Good evening.
As you guys discussed the stress, I think we should not forget that we have children who are under tremendous amount of stress every day in the classroom. Yeah. And one of the things that I utilize in order to de-stress my children in the evening is I'll put on some really soft music while they're doing their homework, and it just brings their level of stress down. They seem to be calmer, and it helps me to function better in the household. And our teachers need to know that the children are under stress and not say negative things to them. For instance, a teacher made mention of the young man who was killed last night. She told my son today in the classroom, "You're going to end up just like that little boy."
Whoa.
And people need to be more sensitive in what they're saying, because the words that you throw out there, those words have effect. So I just want us to remember that we have children that are also under a tremendous amount of stress to get good grades, to perform on the basketball field or whatever extracurricular activity they may have, and that as parents and as educators, we need to be cognizant of that fact.
Right. Okay.
And do what we can for them.
Very good.
Thank you. You guys have a great one.
Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, keep the exercise up in those children. Every morning they should be exercising and stretching every night as well, and eating correct foods, keep them away from candy and refined foods, and make sure they eat breakfast every day, a wholesome, holistic breakfast.
Well, they also have to watch out for the school system. The public school system is designed to keep our children, let's say, limited, for lack of a stronger word there. All right, we're going to run to another call. Caller, are you there?
Yes, I am. How are you?
I'm fine.
Good. I'm Ronald, and I'm calling trying to find out. I like coffee, and I know that coffee has caffeine, and I also understand that tea has caffeine. So what's the difference between the two? How can one be good and one be not so good?
Well, we're not saying caffeinated tea is so good either.
At all.
Actually, but you may be referring to herbal teas that don't have caffeine.
And they are good.
And there's hundreds of herbal teas. So I think that I understand you can learn to like something, but if it's not good for you, then I would learn not to like it, or learn to like something else to replace it. And you can try some lemon water and a pinch of cayenne pepper, a little maple syrup if you want something warm in the morning.
Well, you might want to kick also, and things like ginseng and proper diet and fruits and things in the morning, and herbs and things can give you a kick.
How about a Navy SEAL video or a little James Brown first thing in the morning? Get up and dance.
There's a lot of things that'll kick you. Caffeine, it works, but it's kind of the lazy way of doing it, and it will catch up with you.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Okay, it's time to go to a break. So, we've been talking about stress, and we're going to be wrapping up the next 12 minutes of time, and we are going to still ask you to be calling in. This is Dr. William Richardson.
404-880-9255.
Good. And this is WCLK Community Forum. We'll be right back. Okay, we are back on the air. This is Dr. William Richardson, and I just want to thank you for listening to our Community Health Forum, where we are today talking about stress. and we are taking calls. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Excellent. This is Dr. Richardson. Go on with your question.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. I'm calling because my husband is diabetic. I run, pretty much as I can on the weekends, and I'd like to know how does that work with, how does that help your heart, and how does that help burn cholesterol? Also, can you just, comment a bit on that?
Sure. How many times a week do you run total?
I would say weekends, basically a couple of days a week.
Okay. I think you probably want to do more.
Okay.
I think you want to do at least 4 to 5. They say the minimum 3. I would say really 5 is great. And even if you don't run, there may be other things you can do. So assuming you do that, you're going to get more consistent exercise. For instance, treating hypertension, you would want to exercise at least 5 days a week. Okay.
How does that, how does running or walking help? Does it help clean your system out at all?
It does. It burns up stress hormones, and that eases your heart. It also builds collateral circulation, means alternative ways for the blood to get to the heart and brain because of the natural good stress of running, as long as you don't overdo it. You can overdo it, so you want to start slow. Mm-hmm. So it combats diabetes by burning up excess blood sugar and burning up fat, which also sucks needed insulin to control the blood sugar. So it treats and helps diabetes, hypertension, heart disease, high cholesterol, and stress itself.
Okay, great. Also, why does it take so long for them to find a good medicine for for diabetics, something that's comfortable for their, for their constitution or their, their body?
Yeah, there's a lot of diabetic medications with a lot of different approaches, and the reason is because it's a chronic metabolic disease, and the best way to treat it is prevention, because remember, in the ancient world, they never had diabetes. So this is a new phenomenon brought on by the anguishes of the modern world, in other words, a sedentary, high-fat diet, sedentary lifestyle and a high-fat diet, all that sort of stuff. So to get at it, you want to live like an ancient person, so you want to exercise. Remember, ancient women walked the average of 13 miles every other day, okay? And they were really fit, and they ate really good foods. So that's what you want to point toward as a diabetic, and use the medicines just to take the edge off of it on top of a really good program, and preferably even supplements besides medicine.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's one question you have. Why does it take so difficult time to find the correct medicine and dosage for the diabetic? But the more important question is, how can you eliminate the use of medicine or decrease the need of that? And that's what people that come in our office are asking. They're tired of taking the medication. They're tired of popping insulin, all that kind of stuff, all kind of medications and procedures. They're tired of all that. They've been to 3 and 4 and 5. They're just tired of it. And so our directive is to show them ways that they can either minimize the medication or not even need it at all, which we believe in very much. But you have to work at it. You have to do a lot of work, and you have to change a lot of things. All right, caller, we're going to have to run. Richardson,
yes, I was going to say a little stress, a little positive stress keeps us going on the one hand, but then when we don't, what do you want to call, process it correctly and deal with it well. For instance, as students, it's important for students to do work every day on their subjects instead of wait till the last minute. I think students know that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so we're going to go on to that call. I think she may have come back.
I think so.
Okay.
Caller, are you there?
Hello?
Yes.
Hi.
Go ahead.
No, you didn't cut me off.
That wasn't you. Okay.
I had a question. I just turned on the station.
Yes.
But high blood pressure and hypertension, all that, diabetes, all that runs in my family.
Yeah.
And I do have a little problem controlling. It seems like I thrive off of stress. Okay?
Yeah.
I work well under stress.
Yeah.
Addiction.
Yeah, it's like, it's not until I get to like the very crunch time that's when I become most productive. But I'm trying to figure out a way to break that cycle. I'm a black female, and my grandmother, both of my grandmothers on both sides died before the age of 65.
I would certainly say you want to make sure you adopt more a vegetarian diet, especially to escape a lot of heart disease so you don't get that cholesterol in you. You want to regularly exercise. You do not have to let that happen to you dying early because of heart disease. regular yoga exercises or meditation and prayer every night before you go to bed, regular working out, eating an excellent diet, and you can do this. You can live to be 100. You don't have to die in your 60s.
And I wanted to say the reason why you're addicted to stress and that kind of thing is because of a spiritual peace that you're really looking for. You're really looking for God or spirituality, but you're substituting that kind of thing so you don't have to get into that deficit that's sitting there for so many of us. If we're watching a movie, if we're running here, running there, it means a lot of times that we don't have to deal with ourselves. And, you know, so why I'm saying that is it would be good for you to study culture, study ancient history, study your spirituality, read some things of an older time where people didn't live that way, didn't exist off of stress, and didn't die at 65 because of heart attacks and all this stuff we're talking about. All right, we're going to run to another call.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, the last call. Yes, we're fine. Go ahead.
That's great. This is Amina, and I'm a yoga instructor. And one of my students called me, and they said that you guys were talking about stress relief, and they said you guys need to call right in. Hi, Dr. Richardson.
Hey, how you doing, Amina?
I'm good.
Good.
I just thought that I might comment on the sister's stress problems. Right now I'm starting classes again on the 14th, and if anyone has any questions about yoga classes, they can call 770-245-8846, and I'll leave some information in your office as well.
Okay.
But, one of the things that I've done myself is before I go to Clark Atlanta, and I get stressed out. I mean, stress is a problem, a major problem in all of our lives. But what I do for myself is just take a break right before I get ready to study or anything that I really know I have to do. And it may be 3 times a day that I have to do yoga, but I really take that 5 minutes and I do some deep breathing and I do some stretches, and that helps me get right into it instead of waiting till the last minute and procrastinating.
So it's like a lifestyle, and that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, Sister Amina.
Okay, peace.
See you soon. All right, folks, we're on a 5-minute drill here. Keep your questions brief, and we're going to keep our answers brief. Caller, are you there?
Hello?
You're on WCLK. Please go ahead and make your comment.
Hi, I've got 2 quick things to say.
Yes,
One
quick.
is there's a book by Dale Carnegie called How to Stop Worrying and How to Start Living. Excellent book if anyone wants to check that out. It was given to me as a gift.
Good.
The second thing is to watch what you listen to. There's so much on the radio, not on 91.9, but on other channels
Of course not.
that can truly stress you out. And if you listen to that stuff while you're in traffic or if your kids are in the car,
That's what I was saying that I got. That's right.
it can truly mess you up.
I agree.
And get you in a terrible mood before
I
you
agree.
even start your day.
I agree with you.
So that's it. That's all I wanted to say.
Well, you said it all.
Thank you.
All right, thank
Bye-bye.
you. Caller, are you there? Caller, are you there?
Yes, I am.
All right. Yes, go ahead.
I just have a brief question. I have high blood pressure, and I want to know if stress contributes to my high blood pressure going up. They put me on some medicine, Convergia, and it's not working. It actually makes my heart hurt. So I'm not able to take the medicine, and then now they're saying I need a stress test. Can you give me some help with that, please?
Yeah. I mean, I stress tests are great to check the heart out and check some other things. I really think you need a holistic approach to your problem, and I would highly suggest you get a consultation with a holistic practitioner such as myself, and to work in conjunction with what you're doing.
Okay. Thank you for your help.
Yeah, you know, this is the type of problem we deal with all the time. Dr. Richardson is an expert in high blood pressure, heart and artery problems. We do chelation therapy. We have a stress test machine in our office. So there's herbs, nutritional supplements, yoga, Tai Chi, meditation, all these things for stress and really high blood pressure that we deal with.
And it really does help.
Yeah.
There's a study that Brother Kofi Kwadmani at Morehouse is doing on hypertension and meditation. He does TM, and TM's been proven to help.
No
Yoga
question about
helps, and exercise. So we have to be well-rounded. And that's what I wanted to end with. We have to be well-rounded in our lives. And like Sister Mina said, we have to do our yoga whenever we need to. Take a deep breath, meditate, pray, and we have to do it regularly. It can't just be when we have a crisis. Let's do it beforehand.
All right, Lana, we're going to go on out of here. We hope you've enjoyed this show, which we've been discussing stress and stress management, all the techniques, how important it is in your life to pay attention to this, that it is a life-threatening and can be a life-threatening illness, this is something you need to pay attention to. Don't wait until you get totally stressed out, get a nervous breakdown, a heart attack, a stroke, all these kind of things. You can do stress management on a hourly basis, daily basis, weekly basis, exercise, meditation, yoga, Tai Chi, bubble baths, whatever kind of, reading, spiritual writings, whatever. So we hope you enjoyed the session we've had today, and we will have another one in 2 weeks, November 15th, where we will discuss a pretty deep stress management technique called co-counseling, reevaluation counseling, where you counsel each other and we learn these techniques. We're going to have 2 area reference persons, well, actually an area reference person and her alternate. So join us on November 15th for that. Also, if you need more information on Dr. Richardson's medical practice, Atlantic Clinic of Preventive Medicine, the practice that we have together, we do have a pretty large website that has all our information, credentials, and all the things that we do in there. And the website address is www.acpm.net. ACPM stands for Atlantic Clinic of Preventive Medicine. That address again is www.acpm.net. So, for Dr. William Richardson, this is John Richardson signing off on WCLK 91.9 FM. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Peace.
Hi, and thank you for listening to what was at the time Dr. Richardson's very popular and informative holistic, preventive, alternative health talk radio show, designed to save lives, prevent disease, and reverse disease. Furthermore, if you are interested and in need of a holistic alternative medical doctor, you can reach Dr. Richardson at 770-419-4471. That's 770-419-4471. And be sure to visit our website at acpm.net. That's acpm.net.